Oh, welcome back, everybody, to another very special Patreon edition of Such Good Shoot watches. This week, or this month, I guess, we are watching Suburban Commando, the 1991 science fiction, quote unquote, comedy film starring Hulk Hogan, Terry Bolla himself, Christopher Lloyd, Shelley Duvall, Burt Kennedy, directed. Who is this directed by? Oh, it's directed by Burt Kennedy. Sorry, he wasn't in it, and written by Frank Capello. And okay, so the whole point of this is you start Patreon, you give us $20 a month, and you get to pick movies for us to watch. And
Yes.
oh boy, you really picked one this week, Aaron. So before we get into that, I'm Isaac. This is Shane. Shane, how's it going, buddy?
Oh boy, is it ever going. I'm so happy to be here talking about the movie Suburban Commando. I definitely watched it.
Yes, he did, because he did some live tweeting during it, and it was pretty entertaining. So Shane, before we even jump into the film itself, did you enjoy this any more than They Live?
It no, not really.
Good, because neither did I.
I mean, there were definitely like portions of it. Like, it was so stupid the entire time that I was kind of just looking for something stupid.
Oh
So
God, it was so wildly dumb.
I feel like it was more entertaining than They Live. It wasn't better, but
no, entertain. I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess in like the sense of like watching cars crash as entertainment. It's like it's kind of on that level of being like, oh wow, okay. I mean, I think
what's the next thing that's going to be horrible?
No, I mean, like in the middle of it, I think the one that got me the most is you said in the middle of the movie, you just said a point where you're like, "Oh, hi, Mark," and I was like, "Yeah, this is like The Room except worse."
Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of things that happen in this movie that you think will lead somewhere and then don't. There's a lot of just Hulk Hogan doing dickheadery.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
such an asshole.
He's an asshole, and it's all he misunderstands like culture. But this is the thing, is like one of your issues with the last movie was like things just sort of happen in that movie, and They Live, and like the things that happen and They Live at least like build to a final point. Like as loosely structured as the path is, like each step sort of leads to the next random step that leads to a story and a conclusion. Whereas I felt there were a lot of steps that just led to a dead end. And then somebody was like, fuck, we're at a dead end. And they literally just like cut a hole through the wall. And then it was all of a sudden you're just in a different story. And,
I mean,
weird,
sort of.
There's a lot of dropped plot points.
Yeah, let's just start at the beginning.
All right, let's start at the beginning.
And we don't. I don't think we need to do a super detailed.
Oh, we're gonna go full.
We're gonna go.
Okay. No, I don't know. We're gonna go a little bit of detail. So it starts out basically ripping off Star Wars.
Yes.
Like, almost shot for shot from New Hope, which is really funny. I'm like, am I watching Star Wars? And then it goes to like an interior shot, and you're like, am I watching Spaceballs? Like, what is happening? So there's some sort of galactic battle. There's a big mean ship led by an intergalactic general named General Suter. And the general has kidnapped President Hashina, who is the ruler of some random planet that they don't really talk about. And there's like a weird scene where it's like, oh, ha, 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 I'm going to be evil and you can't stop me. And the guy's like, oh, yeah, we can. Just you wait. And then there's an intruder on the ship. And the
level 5.
Yeah, and the galactic General Suter's like, oh, ship. what is it, Chef Ramsay,
Yeah,
Ramsay,
yeah,
and
Ramsey.
he immediately knows who it is. And at first, it's like, did he just say Chef Ramsay? Is Gordon Ramsay coming to fucking kick this dude's ass? Which would have been a way better movie. I think we can all agree. So Ramsey shows up and manages to kind of like distract the general. And then for some reason, the president guy pulls an envelope out of his sleeve, throws it at
Oh
the
yeah.
general, cuts the general's hand off with an envelope. The general starts turning into a lizard, kills the president, shoots Shep a little bit, and Shep slides down a tube, plants a bunch of bombs, and blows up the ship and escapes in his ship, spinning like a little man
Oh,
in a tumble dryer.
oh, that scene is so horrible.
It's
Like
really hard to watch.
I don't get yeah, I don't get motion sickness,
Yes,
but I
dude.
was looking at it and I was like, Jesus, I'm kind of dizzy. Like this shot is just imagine Hulk Hogan in some really shitty like sci-fi
No, he
uh
imagine Hulk Hogan in a dryer.
yeah,
And
yeah,
then
no,
and
no, no, no,
then
but there's only tumbling and it's on like a perfect like circular
yes.
axis. So
But
you're
instead
just
of Hulk Hogan in the dryer spinning, you're spinning around
yes.
to make it look like he's spinning, and it's fucking terrible. And he's like, "Come on, level out." And he levels the ship out. And then he gets a call from some other dude who I guess is his bounty hunter boss. I don't really know who he is. They never really explain it, but he's
Yeah, he's
sort of
never
like,
really brought
"Hey,
up again.
there's nothing left for you to do. You kind of saved the whole universe, and everything's boring. There's nobody in the whole universe worth pursuing. So just relax." And he gets angry and he punches his spaceship.
Well, yeah,
And this,
because he didn't save the president and he's tired.
yeah, and
That's
he's
why.
mad. Oh, he's old and he's
Yeah.
losing a
Ah!
step. And so
Yeah,
he punches his spaceship, which is literally the catalyst for the whole rest of the movie. Because if he could have just like controlled his anger just a little bit, he could have just gone home. He could have
yeah, and
fucking just
took
gone
6
home.
weeks off. It was
Yeah,
6 weeks.
yeah, 6 weeks. And so
Yes.
he breaks his ship by punching it, which is actually pretty funny too, because I feel like I could punch my computer about that hard and it wouldn't break this thing. And this thing cost me $200. So so he breaks his ship and now he has to go and crash land on Earth and rebuild, recharge. They basically are like, yeah, you just got to recharge it and it takes 6 weeks, even though you smashed it. And so he's like, "Oh, Earth, I hate Earthlings, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
oh brother.
oh, brother, I hate those Earthlings."
God damn.
And then we get to meet our other characters, who, goddamn, dude, I just feel bad for both of these people for actually being in this movie. You have
Yeah,
Christopher,
why? I mean, money,
beloved,
obviously, but
but it couldn't have been that much. I mean, they must have put most of the budget to fucking
yeah,
Hulk.
Hogan. I mean, this movie had an $8 million budget
Wow.
in the year
Yeah,
what
1991.
1991.
So it means
Yeah, so
89 probably started production. 90 production. Yeah, it's crazy. It's a crazy amount of money. Yeah, but poor, oh god, dude, Christopher Lloyd, beloved actor. And Shelley Duvall, another just brilliant actress who at this point of her career had sort of been fucking mentally destroyed by Stanley Kubrick after The Shining and was in a bad place with drugs and alcohol, to my understanding. But both of them are a married couple. He is an architect. She's
yes.
a housewife, but he's an architect who likes to tinker in a shop with a welding mask on, and welding mask
with his hammer.
Yeah, if you are wearing a welding mask, you literally, unless you are welding, you cannot see through with that. It's the weirdest thing. And then it's immediately made very apparent that not only is he a soy beta cuck bitch, but he can't even support his family. And his wife's like, "You gotta ask for a raise from your boss," and he's like, "I'll try." And he goes, and the boss yells at him, and he doesn't ask for a raise.
She puts him in a fucking chokehold, man.
Yes, because he won't do it.
Yeah, she like starts choking him out. It was fucking weird.
It was very weird.
it was a very weird vibe, and they like touch on this vibe a couple times throughout the
Yes, but
movie,
they
but it
never
never
really. Yeah,
goes any. Yeah, no,
it
it's
makes me
just like,
wonder what ended up on the editing floor. Like
yeah,
what
because
kind
I'd
of
like to
weird
know why
kinky.
she's so abusive to him.
Yeah, is she like fucking pegging him after work? Like what's going on? So yeah, he goes to work at this architecture firm, and his boss is an asshole, and is obviously using him and he won't even give him the opportunity to ask for a raise. And all he really wants to do is use him to impress these Japanese businessmen who he basically does racist caricature stuff to the whole time, which is a little awkward. But I guess in 1991, well, I guess it's still okay to be racist towards Asians, right?
Like,
Like that's
no,
one of the, or is it
and
just Muslims now?
no, he. I mean, he was the asshole anyways. So I think it fits fine enough that he was
Yeah, you're
doing
probably right.
the doing the racist shit.
So he doesn't ask for his raise. He goes to go back home, and upon returning home, he lays on his couch and says, "Oh my God, I'm so depressed." And
Well,
Shelley do.
he also gets bullied by those mean
Oh,
guys
that's
next
right.
door with the
And
cars.
he gets angry and drinks milk, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, no,
which
no, no,
is
no, no. That's after the sexy Shelly stuff.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
so he gets bullied because his neighbors build hot rods and stuff, and they won't let him into his driveway. There's a weird neighbor who's just drunk on his lawn in a Jeep who yells at him for being
Oh
a
yes,
bitch,
Sarge.
which is kind of great. And he's not really in the movie very much. Yeah, and so he goes inside, he's laying on the couch, he's saying life sucks. And Shelley Duvall comes in wearing a curly red-headed wig and fucking mounts him and is like, I'm ready to fuck, let's go. You've had a rough day. And soy beta cuck bitch goes, "Oh, not now. Oh, I can't. I'm having a hard day." And you're like, dude, that's literally the cure for a fucking bad day is to bang out. I don't know if you've ever had a bad day, but Jesus Christ, if you get pussy after it, it's a lot less bad. And he's like, and so like he's like, no, I don't want to fuck. All I want to do is go and use my hammer with my fucking welding shield on.
I want to
And
hit things with my hammer.
he goes into the room, and the room has been turned into an apartment.
Which for a 1 day job, like in just like a 9 to 5 job situation. So she had like 10 hours ish. You know what I mean? Maybe
If that,
11,
yeah,
depending
yeah.
on travel.
She
She converted a apparently we never saw the Tinker Shed, but she converted a Tinker Shed into this pretty amazing
it's a
standalone
pretty nice
cottage
little
situation.
apartment, yeah.
You could rent that thing out for like $110 a night on Airbnb.
I
You know
mean,
what I mean?
nowadays you in around here,
Yeah,
dude, that would be like a fucking $800 apartment. In New York, it's like a $1,200 apartment. No,
yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean,
and you start thinking about it. It's like 1991. Where did she get the bed? Like, did you just have an extra bed like kicking around, like all the stuff? Like it's not like they had like a Walmart she could run to. It's like that's impressive. That's a lot of work, and she
yeah. I
nailed it.
mean,
So Hulk Hogan is now wandering the streets, and he finds a sign taped to a post that says "apartment for rent" with an arrow, and it's all it says. And he rips it off, and he just starts following the arrow, and he manages to follow it right to their door, which was fucking amazing. Like that alone is like probably the most amazing part of this movie was that he managed to find this apartment with just the arrow. And yeah, they rent him the room. Thus begins the shenanigans.
yeah. Do we have any idea how much they were renting him the room for? Was there a well, here's the thing: is Christopher Lloyd later in the movie refers to himself as his landlord. So, I mean, did they have like a time allotted agreement? Was it 6 weeks? How much
They
was
never,
was
well,
was Ramsey renting this for?
the only thing that they even begin to say is that like now you don't need to ask for a raise anymore. But
Yeah,
it's not like this dude had money. Like he didn't, he was just some fucking intergalactic fucking space
yeah.
dude. Like it's not like he had dollars, So that was another yes thing that was ignored. And immediately once Shep Ramsey moves in, um, you really, really start to realize that, boy, oh boy, does he not understand our culture as humans.
Oh,
Woo wee.
yeah, he's a
Because,
real dickhead.
well, the first thing is this is a guy who, oh,
Yeah, I
oh,
hate
I hate those
humans.
humans.
Goddamn.
And and then and then he hears a scream from the house and he runs in to save Shelley Duvall, and she's watching some talk show, and it's about screaming for your health or something. It's like a very stupid convoluted plot point, and then he gets mad, he gets scared, and he attacks the mailman, and then
Yeah,
he
he
assaults
pulls
the
a kitchen knife on him.
he almost stabs the mailman, and then he fucking assaults a paper boy, knocking him off his bike by hitting him with a newspaper, and he looks very happy about it. Yeah, and like a good portion of this movie is basically Hulk Hogan wandering around and misunderstanding things that are so obvious, like assaulting a mime to help him out of his invisible box,
3 separate times.
or throwing him, yeah, up on a balcony until he falls off to help him up a ladder. Yeah, I mean, it's just like Jesus Christ. So yeah, but basically, this is an attempt to be like a buddy flick where Hulk is, you know, the big dude, and he helps Christopher Lloyd find his confidence. But for some reason, Christopher Lloyd decides to follow him around, and
Well,
ends up.
because early in the movie, like with the way he acted and everything. Remember, he sees him with the pea shooter, the gun thing in the
Yeah,
room. Yeah,
and so he's like, "Oh, I'm going to follow him around." So he follows
yeah,
him back to the ship, where he manages to find his suit.
yes.
And
Where is this ship, by the way?
the
How did the
ship is
ship?
in like an art, like crashes into an arcade, as I recall. So like he like crash lands in an arcade, and it's got those like, because like all the, no, it was like a roller derby place or something
Yeah, it
weird
was
like that.
abandoned. Yeah, because
It
there's
was
no
an
one else
abandoned,
there.
yeah, there was no one else there, and it's like a weird, yeah, roller derby arcade kind of thing, because there was like disco music playing, and yes. Um, oh, and he also needs some rare crystals too for some reason. And Christopher Lloyd's boss has these crystals just because, so they need to steal them at one point to repair the ship. Um, so yeah. Also, another random plot point is that the weird space emperor didn't die. He's really still alive, and he sent bounty hunters after Shep, and the bounty hunters are some random big dude and the one and only the Undertaker. Fucking Taker is young Taker, and this is the movie that got Godfather hooked on the weed. So this is the one good thing about this movie, is that. And so these two bounty hunters are hunting for Hulk Hogan, and if Hulk Hogan uses any of his devices, they'll be able to track him. And Christopher Lloyd, when he finds Hulk Hogan's ship, he goes in and he finds the suit and he wears it, and he goes out and he starts fighting crime with it, which attracts the bad guys. And so now, and then he
Yes,
also like
and
loses
yeah,
the suit.
yeah. He doesn't lose. He doesn't lose the suit. He loses like a little
Oh,
weapon from the
the
suit.
freeze,
Yeah,
yeah, the freeze
yes,
gun.
yes. But we don't know what it is.
Yeah, so he loses the freeze gun, and so um him and Hulk Hogan have to go find the freeze gun. So they're just like retracing all his steps, man, like going to find it. And finally they get to the spot where he thinks he lost it, and then he like
Wait,
Hulk.
what led up to that? It doesn't go directly from that into
Oh,
there.
Jesus Christ.
There's something. There's some plot point.
Yeah, I
That
can't
I'm
even remember because it's fucking. It was, there's just so much ridiculous shit that happens in this movie.
um
But anyway, so they end up fucking going to find, like, try and find this free this thing.
Yeah, because
And
Hogan goes to the office and like there's a really weird portion where
oh, because he
where
picks up the bench.
yeah, because he picks up the because he goes and he tries to like one, the fact that he's able to find his office being an alien is amazing. Two, the fact he was able to understand what floor to go to. But then he gets up. The secretary is like, "Please take a seat. Like, you know, your buddy is."
She immediately wants to fuck him too.
Yeah, your buddy, like absolutely is not allowed to come out right now. So,
take
he
a
starts
seat.
like he picks him up. He's like, "You gotta go," and then she like pulls a gun on them randomly. She just randomly has a firearm. But then
she really wants to bone him though. You could just see it in her eyes. She's like, I want that receding hairline that goes all the way to the back of your neck. I want to see that. I want to see that going down on me. And so they're out there hunting. They're out there hunting, looking on the ground, looking all over. And then Hulk's, they get to this point and they're like, all right, this is the last spot. Like, it's got to be somewhere else. Hulk Hogan's like, oh man, we can use this device to track it. And he has a tracking device to find this thing.
Yeah.
He's had the whole time. He just decides to use it at this point, which is, okay, convenient to say the least. So they use this and they're driving around recklessly, like looking for the signal.
Christopher Lloyd's like, what? Why didn't we use this in the first place? And Hogan just goes, shut up.
Has he ripped his door? I think he rips his car door off too at around there.
Oh, no. So he does it at the beginning because he wasn't unlocking it fast enough.
Oh, yeah. He destroys Christopher Lloyd's car. And so they go and they find the freeze gun, which is at a bank, and everyone in the bank is frozen. And there are guys robbing the bank. And
they're the guys that he stopped from like raping that girl.
Yes.
Like, yes.
And then they go to shoot Hulk Hogan with the freeze gun, and he doesn't freeze because he drinks antifreeze.
Antifreeze.
Which, so kids, if you want to stay warm, drink antifreeze.
Do not drink antifreeze.
No, this isn't me saying. This is Hulk Hogan saying. Hulk Hogan wants you. Hulk Hogan wants you to drink your antifreeze and take your vitamins. And then Christopher Lloyd does get frozen. Hulk Hogan apprehends the criminals and saves the day, blah, blah, blah. Another convoluted plot point. They have to go steal the crystals. And all while avoiding these bounty hunters. I feel like this is just filler in this movie. It's just so many little filler things of zero consequence.
Well, the bounty hunters show up after they get the gun back because they cut their way through the thing, and then Hogan grabs Christopher Lloyd because he got frozen and runs out with them, and then they're driving down the highway, and Christopher Lloyd is bouncing, which got a laugh out of me. I thought that was that was pretty funny.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
Yeah, they get back to the ship, and Christopher Lloyd thaws out, and he's like, "God, that is pretty bad."
Yeah,
the thing is Hogan said that you would thaw out in 20 minutes. There is no way from the point he got frozen to the point which he thawed out. That was absolutely way more than 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. There's no way all of these things happened.
But the headache part, that was accurate. The headache was
headache. Yeah, and Hogan's working on the ship, right? And then he's like, well, we got to fight him. Like, we have to. And then Christopher Lloyd's like, no, I have a family. I can't fight them. Don't you understand that I have a family? You ruined everything.
Yeah, this was like the forced like breakup between them. And Hope's like, I get it, man. You're good. You go on your own, man. I'm sorry. I'll just leave you in peace, man, brother. I just need to get those crystals, pal. Just need a little meth. We'll be good. So they got to go and break into this building and steal some crystals, which they managed to do pretty easily. There's barely an inconvenience.
Because conveniently there's a party happening,
mm-hmm.
but the douchebag like manager boss is still talking to these Japanese people. They've been talking, and like there's like a fucking party going on for like clearly the rest of the corporation because the receptionist is trying to have sex with Hogan again, except she's making it more obvious. And Christopher Lloyd's like, we gotta go.
We gotta go. Where we're going, Morty. You don't need lube. But yeah, they get that, and he's gonna fix the ship, and then they're like, all right, this is it. We're done. It's over. And Hulk Hogan's going to leave. Christopher Lloyd goes back to his family, and his family's like been kidnapped or something.
No, the general, the guy,
The general is in it. Is he in his house?
yeah. He's broke into the house because they have that really stereotypical like point of view like horror movie like walking around the house scene, and then the door opens and it turns out that it's the general because of course he had to come to Earth. Oh wait, no, we completely missed that. No, the fight scene happens.
Oh yeah, there's a big fight.
Yeah.
Where Taker comes in and says something, and he's got the voice of a child.
No, that's at the end of it.
Is it?
No, that's after because
he's
what
got a piece of shit.
He's got the rocket. He's got he dispatches of these guys in two different times. Like one guy he pushes through the floor. The other guy Taker has the rocket shoes, right? And then so he clicks those together and he goes shooting up and he gets a fucking toilet on his head. One guy Taker ends up getting crushed by the elevator. How's Taker get taken out? I don't remember.
I can't even remember. But oh my god, my robot's talking. That scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, what the hell is that?
That's my robot. It's the iRobot. She cleans my floor for me. It's I don't remember how fucking he beats the other one, but basically, after he beats the bounty hunters, that's when General Suter shows up. So he arrives on Earth and he takes Charlie's family hostage, or fucking Christopher Lloyd's family hostage, and he forces him to bring him to the arcade.
Yeah, and he brings the whole family as well. Yes, and then
getting back on track. I'm getting back on track.
Yeah. No, we just skip the fight scene.
Yes. So, he Christopher Lloyd knocks on the door. He's like, I'm sorry, Shep. I had to do it. It's my family, Shep. I had to. And so in walks General Suter, and he starts fucking with Shep, basically, and they get into basically a bit of an altercation, and Christopher Lloyd ends up with a zappy gun or something, right?
Well, Hogan sets the the self-destructor, because he's like, I can't do that to them. He was like, let them go free and you can have me. So they get out of there. And they get into an altercation, and the bad guy Suter is shooting ever around Hogan. He's like, I can't wait to kill you.
That's right. He's like, pew! And he's just missing him over and over again. And I feel like, okay, yes, I'm remembering now. I'm sorry, because this movie is so bad. My brain is forcing me to forget. So somehow Christopher Lloyd manages to get the super glove, the fucking Nintendo Power Glove on, and he fucking punches Suter in the dick.
This is after he leaves, and then Shelley Duvall all of a sudden becomes okay and nice with him and says, please don't leave, we need you. And he's like, well, I need to do this, and she's like, okay, and then just lets him go, and he fucking rams through the
car
wall. Yeah, but misses the general, but almost kills Hogan.
Yeah, they're trying to make it look like he got hit, but he definitely didn't. And then he comes out of the car and he somehow manages to get his hands on the Power Glove, and he punches the general in the balls.
I think he grabbed him.
Okay,
yeah,
I think it was punched him, but
yeah.
And
I think it was a dick twist.
Boy! Oh, grab his dick and twist
that dick.
My god, dude! This is an MMA fight, dude! Oh my god,
dude!
Oh my god, dude! And so yeah, fucking Suitor then turns into a giant
Full
lizard
reptile.
for some random reason.
So why, pray tell, does he not just exist like that? Like in normal, why does he pretend to be like a human creature, but a human creature that's an alien that looks exactly like a human? Like I can see
Unless he
why
gets mad or hurt.
yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, I can see why maybe, if he existed on like different planets, maybe he could have like a chameleon thing, because that would make sense. But when he's just up there, he exists as a human clone alien
Yeah, it
rather than
made
this gigantic reptile thing, which is clearly what he actually is.
yeah, it made no sense. It really
Yeah.
made no sense. And yeah, him and Hogan get into like a shoving match basically when Hogan pushes him into a wall and pokes him with some electricity and kills him with some electricity from the walls because
They
there's
didn't
a
kill him.
power.
He just stuns him because Christopher Lloyd got knocked out because
I
he because
thought
he
he.
goes and he runs and he grabs Christopher Lloyd, and
Oh,
then the
because then the
fucking
ship
building. Yeah.
explodes.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. The
Yes. And
zappy stuns him. Yeah,
yes.
this is. I feel like we're very good at this. By the way, I don't want to toot our own horn or pat ourselves on the back because like it would probably hurt patting ourselves that
Yeah.
hard. We're
Yes.
really good at this movie review thing.
Yeah. I mean, I have to do my best for my adoring fan Crypto by
Yeah,
proving I watched that stupid
no, we
fucking
did. We
movie.
absolutely watched. I watched it twice. I was gonna watch it a
Um.
third time, but
But
c'est la vie.
but yeah, so like cops start showing up, right? And Christopher Lloyd's family, Shelley Duvall, and the kids that are just barely mentioned. Hogan saved one of them really early in the movie, right around the time he pulled the knife as well.
Oh
Because
yeah,
there's a
from a
really
car.
because there's a really weird scene where they're eating and then they want to have a picture with this guy, even though he weird. He just showed up and then they hang it up, and that's how Suitor knows he's at the right house. And now it's coming back to me. Is that they
But they
show up, so this whole thing explodes. What did they tell these police officers to get them to go there? That their dad and husband was with a gigantic buff humanoid alien creature fighting another alien creature, because everyone in this movie just like seems to believe what Hogan and Christopher
Oh
Lloyd
yeah,
say. For some
and
reason,
it's
nobody has any questions. Like Shelley Duvall, even though she wants to put him in a chokehold, was totally all right with Ramsey being an intergalactic space alien bounty hunter.
and yeah, and then like the cops like they never do anything. They just sort of show up and then leave. Like it's just like, oh yeah, the
Yeah,
cops come because that's what happens. But like you would think that like if a huge
yeah. Maybe they would,
explosion happened, like maybe the people were
like
just hanging around. Yeah,
take
question them.
Christopher Lloyd and
The guy
Ramsey
with
in for some
no
questioning.
identification.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the other
Yeah.
one's claiming he's an intergalactic space alien.
Yeah.
Um,
And so there's a couple little things that happen in the movie. So you alluded to it. So this is one of the like the filler things to show like his that he's ultimately a good guy, but he just like misunderstands people. So like there's a car that drives around the neighborhood that doesn't obey stop
Oh,
signs.
we missed one thing real quick, which was
Yeah.
Shelley Duvall being really excited that Christopher Lloyd survived, and she was so excited that she grabbed his unconscious head and then just slammed it on the ground a bunch and was like, "Don't ever do this again. Don't ever." Like, he needs to go to the hospital, lady.
Yeah.
Like,
She's
you're sitting here bashing his head. She's
terrible,
fucking
terrible.
crazy.
But yeah, the car thing. So there's the car that goes around the neighborhood. There's the neighbors. So he like goes to fight the neighbors. You gonna fight me? And they're like, no, we're gonna sue you. It's the '90s, man. We're gonna sue you. And then that was the end of that storyline. But then immediately after, he stops the car, rips the door off, like pulls people out of the car,
No, that
and
was
then
way earlier in the movie. That
no,
was yeah.
like the I'm gonna sue you thing, and when he like assaults the guy in the car is like happened almost right after each other, because I remember being like,
Oh, you're just bringing it up to
yeah,
get.
because
Oh,
because I'm
okay.
like why yeah, I'm just going back now because I feel like we got a few minutes to touch on a couple
Yeah.
little things, and I was like, well, why are these guys gonna sue him for moving the car? Like literally all he did was move the car. Like he didn't do anything else. He just moved their
Yeah,
car
and
back.
put it down very nicely.
Yeah, and then they're like, "We're gonna sue you." And then the guys he literally assaults and like destroys
Yeah,
their
like
car.
it flips their
I'm like,
car.
meh, well,
Because
okay,
Christopher Lloyd's like, Ramsey, stop it! You must stop it! You gotta go. We gotta go home.
we gotta go.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
that I think that's when he starts following him. Is right
yeah.
after that happens.
That might be the yeah, because he's like he lifted a car. And then another thing, and this sort of ties into one of the things at the end. Uh early on he runs into some local hooligans, some young youths
Or
on their
goddamn
on their
skateboards.
on their scooter boards, on their fancy skateboards, and he goes to try it and he falls on his ass big time, gets mad, breaks the kid's board, throws it into outer space.
Yeah, his kids were like, my mom could do that better than you, and he's like, oh, can your mom do that? And then when
And then at
Taker
the
and the other
end,
guy, when Taker and the other guy
or
are flying
in
in, you
orbit,
just see
you
this.
see the
Yeah,
skateboard go
yep,
flying by
yep,
the window, which I was like,
yep.
that's kind of funny.
Oh, I
Um,
hated it. It made me
but
mad.
uh, but yeah, so at the end of the movie, right before Taker
Also, the girl
leaves,
with the cat.
the girl with the cat, god damn it, yeah, we'll talk about that. Yeah, early on, he goes to rescue a cat out of the tree, and the girl's like, "That's not my cat," and he just lets go of the branch, and the cat goes flying. So right as he's going to leave, he runs into the kids with a skateboard again, and he uses the kid's skateboard, but this time he's really good at it, even though he hasn't at any point in the 6 weeks shown to get on a skateboard or do any skateboarding at all. He's like doing crazy backflips and handstands and all sorts of shit, but still breaks the kid's skateboard in the process.
It reminded me a lot of the scene from the beginning of Kung Pao, like the first fight scene when he's like dancing around and just like punching holes and like the guy's stomach and everything, and he's doing all that weird shit. It reminded me a lot of that scene, but just
Yeah.
not as funny.
But yeah, they
Um,
were trying to be a little more serious than Kung. Yeah. Yeah, and then he gives the kid a rocket skateboard, which apparently he just had. So that was cool. He gives the kid a rocket skateboard because he broke his skateboard. He's like, that was my last one. And then he goes and sees the little girl, and her cat is once again stuck in a tree. And so he brings the tree down, and the cat jumps out, and she, for some reason, grabs the branch, and he lets go, and she goes flying into the air. And for one glorious moment, for one brief second, I had hope for this movie. I was like, if they let this girl just go flying off into the fucking trees and into a bush and just crash down, I'm going to change my opinion of this whole movie and it'll all be worthwhile. But no, he catches her
yeah, and then
because
he goes, "Get a goldfish,
get a
brother."
goldfish, brother. And then he goes and gets in his spaceship, which I thought
Yeah,
he blew up, which was weird. I thought that blew up, but
yeah.
apparently
No,
he's just
he just got another one.
and also has the hot secretary with him, and they go off to space together to
Yes,
do some
and
space banging, which made me wonder if like the general dude, like when he gets like, is like Hulk Hogan part lizard too? Like, will Hulk Hogan turn into a lizard if he gets angry enough? I know he got
I
shot. I know he got shot like once in the arm, but it didn't really like
no, it was just
phase
human
him.
blood. It was red blood.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't really know.
I wonder. I have a lot more questions than this movie has answers. That's for sure.
You should tweet at Hogan and ask them.
I wonder.
He
Yeah.
was an executive producer on this movie. I saw so in the credits.
Um. So, fun fact about this movie. Originally, the two people they wanted to get to play the roles that Hulk Hogan and Christopher Lloyd played were actually Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito. And they ended up going to do twins instead of this movie, which
Yes,
was a good choice.
I've never seen Twins.
I mean, it's
Big
not
surprise, I know.
it's much better than this. It's not good, but it's much better than this.
Yes.
Yeah, this like
Well, real
this
quick,
thing was
after Hogan flies off, there's a little bit of there's a couple scenes of Christopher Lloyd being a real man and standing up and discharging an alien firearm in public, and
Not only that, he
no one reacts.
he
No
quits
one
his
goes,
job.
yeah,
He
oh yeah,
first
he
he
goes, yeah,
quits
I
his
quit.
job and he hits his boss in the head with blueprints and then walks out, which is a dumb move because that's like now that you have the balls, you just go and get your raise, dude. Go get your money. Get that money. Your attendant's gone. Hulk Hogan's. You need the raise now. So quitting your
Yes,
job. Not
yeah, and
only are you back to
you want to go
square
hit
one.
things.
You don't even have a door on your car. You fucking moron. Fix your car. I guess it's probably legal in California to drive around with no doors on your car. But
Yes,
yeah, so that and then yes, there is a point in early on the movie where he's at a stoplight and he's driving from one red light to another stoplight and he stops when it turns yellow and everyone else goes through the light and he looks like a fucking loser because he didn't run the light too. But at the
yeah,
end, instead of
he wanted
running
to
the light,
drive safely.
he stops and he shoots it with a gun, with a laser gun, and blows up public property. And everyone's like, "Yay!"
Alien weaponry.
Except for all the people who were probably going the other direction, who are now like, "Well, what the fuck about us? Like, all these people are running the red light. What are we going to do? We can't turn now, or we can't get to work."
Yeah.
And yeah, no, there were probably a lot of deaths because of that action.
Yes.
Although now that I think about it, it almost seemed like those traffic lights were just on a closed road without any actual turns. Am I crazy in my memory thinking back on this? Was it just like a straightaway with concrete barriers on the
Yes,
sides?
I
It
believe
just
so. Yes. Yeah. Now that you brought it up, yes, I do
Oh
believe
my
so.
god, yes. It's just two stoplights for no reason. Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah. What are we stopping for? Nothing. We need to hit 88 miles an hour, Marty.
But yeah, this movie
Uh,
was a really big pile of dog turds,
yeah,
brother.
if you were gonna rate this movie on a scale of 1 to 101, where on that scale would you place this thing?
It's like a 23, I think.
A 23.
Yeah, here's my reasoning.
Okay.
Is because it's super bad, right?
Yes.
And I'm not saying
Absolutely.
it's not, but I feel like this is a movie that you could totally get some enjoyment out of sitting next to someone or a couple people, like maybe your buddies or your girlfriend or someone you know is gonna hate it, and then just watching them watch it.
Okay. Okay. So
Yeah,
yeah.
there's appeal somewhere. It's
Okay.
not, and
I'm gonna
I don't
boost
like,
my rating by 1 because of that logic.
yeah, and I don't feel like morally wrong in watching it. Normally like when it gets that low, it means that like it made me feel wrong and not like, and that's like not what the movie was supposed to do. You know what I mean?
This feels bad. I don't
Yeah,
like
no.
this.
I mean, I didn't come out of this like, oh, this feels bad. I was just like, man,
Yeah.
that is garbage
Yeah.
movie. You
Very
could do
bad.
wait. You could do worse though.
Okay. Um I was gonna give it a 19, but because I think you're right about the fact that like if you watch this with somebody else and you're getting like fucked up and you just like want something you don't have to pay attention to that you can just like talk shit about and make fun of, like this is great for that. This is perfect for
Yeah,
that.
yeah, no, like
So yeah,
just
I'll give it a 20. I'll give it a 20 on the SGS 1 to 101 scale.
yeah, well, let's retroactively rate They Live real quick. Well, I mean,
Okay.
again, it's been a second since I've seen it,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm gonna give it a 39.
Ooh, okay. Wow. They Live, I gotta give it's a solid B for me, so I'm gonna give it an 82.
Yeah,
It's a B movie. I mean, and here's the thing is like I'm gonna rate it as a film and not as like something that I just absolutely love. Because I don't know if there is a movie out there that's a perfect 101. Like I don't know if there is. Like
well,
Big Lebowski is probably as close as it gets for me.
let's leave it up to our two loving Patreon members to recommend something that's a 101 and hopefully not horrible again.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Well,
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
we do have, and we also can let's just do it now. Let's just say it now. We do know what the next movie that we will be reviewing is.
Once again, I gave him a little leniency because he's been begging me to watch Kung Fury forever, and I forgot that I watched it with you. So I'm giving him a little leniency if he wants to change it and make me watch something that that's actually new.
Okay, so tentatively we're gonna watch Kung
Yeah,
Fury, but there's a
could change.
possibility that Scott's gonna pick something else. So yeah, until this Thursday, where I believe we'll be reviewing NXT Takeover, the sixth Takeover, which I don't really know which one it is.
It's Takeover 5.
Is it?
Yeah,
We
yeah, it's
just
the
did
one
that
with
one.
Finn Balor. No,
Okay.
we did 4. Hold on.
Either way, we're gonna watch the next Takeover in our Takeover Time Machine series. So yeah, look for that. You already are on patreon.com/such good shoot. So thank you so much for supporting us. Go buy our merch, suchgoodshoot.com. And tell your friends, get your friends to sign up. We really, I want money. We just need money. We would really like your money. So give it to
We're
us.
fucking poor, man.
Yes, we're fucking anyone we can. Anyway, at this point, I think we've reviewed our movie. I think we've had our fun. Any final thoughts on Suburban Commando?
Yeah, it's not the worst way you could spend an hour and a half if if you go into it knowing it's stupid.
Yeah,
It's horrible.
Yeah, I'm pissed that for about two things. I'm pissed that he didn't bang Shelley Duvall when she had the sexy redhead wig on, and I am pissed that he did not let the little girl fall when she got thrown from the tree. My final thoughts right there. That's about it. My retroactive rating, I already gave that retro. I gave both my ratings. So yeah, I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. I'm Isaac.
I'm Shane.
And yeah, this has been such good shoot.
Thank you for listening to this edition of Such Good Shoot. If you are on YouTube, please remember to like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon. Or subscribe to us on your favorite audio catcher. Or finally, if you're on Facebook, leave a comment, like the video, and make sure to share it out to all your friends. Until next time, we have been Such Good Shoot, and have a